can't believe it advertised. I didn't know
They
remember that
advertised the
either.
next half of the game.
It
I don't remember
advertised
either.
itself inside itself.
Incredible.
You know, I heard a rumor that I always thought was interesting after I heard it. The rumor is that originally when they made this game, it was to feature Sonic, Eggman, and Knuckles as playable characters only. Tails, Rouge, and Shadow were not going to be playable, and Sonic, Knuckles, and Eggman were going to have their own stories that intertwine, like Sonic Adventure.
Yeah.
But
Eggman
people
is so cool.
were really like, so what, do you have less characters in Sonic Adventure 2? That doesn't make any sense. Why do you get less? That was what people were complaining about. And they had announced the game, I think, like a year before it was supposed to actually be released. So then they added Shadow, Rouge, and Tails as playable characters. And if you notice, they have less levels.
Yeah.
Each of them has like one less level or two less levels.
Yeah, and most of them are copies, or they're
they're
not
simpler.
They're not full copies, but they're obviously like taken from a another level that already existed.
And
I mean, most of Rouge. I think Rouge only has one level special to her. I think it's the vault.
No,
all the other levels are.
She has the vault in her first level. Okay, her first level is a remix of Knuckles' level of Lagoon. It's a remix. That's true.
Yeah, they're not the exact same levels every time.
Yeah, most things are a spin.
They're made a little bit differently, but like a whole level just for Rouge, I think the vault's the only one.
Yeah, you're right.
You're
the security vault
It's
is
the only totally new one. You're right. You're right. Shadow's the same. His levels are all remixes of other people's levels.
Yeah.
Is there any that's not for Shadow?
No, they're all remixes. He has some of the best levels in the game, but their parts are remixed.
Yeah.
Not the level. It's a new level, but they took
the
parts.
Yeah, they took level concepts they already had, and they made a new level from it. So they were reusing assets.
Whether the rumor is true or not, I don't know. They did a wonderful job because you can't confirm it just from the game itself. But I always thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
And it goes to show you that they took feedback from if they did do it, they took feedback from their audience and were like, well, they seem to want this. Let's just make it happen.
Well,
Shadow's the only person frowning.
I feel like Sega has always done that. Which, I mean, they literally changed Sonic's appearance.
Yeah,
Thank goodness.
And I don't know why they ever you notice how when that change happens, everyone freaked out that it was like it actually happened.
Yeah,
and then no one talked about it ever again. It was like something everyone wanted to forget about. Because the
first commercial came out was scary.
Everyone just wanted to forget that Sega ever considered that concept. Because no one's talked about it since. But, like, come on, man. Do you remember that?
Oh,
I do.
I think it's my turn now.
Alright. Here you go. I want to play Shadow. Well, you're going to be Rouge.
Oh. So wait, who should go first then?
I don't care.
Wait, so after Eggman is whose level? Is it Shadow?
I think Shadow is next.
I want to play Shadow's level.
Alright, so Kyle, you want to go and then who can do Shadow and then I'll be Rouge then?
Yes.
You don't have, I can do it.
I wanted to be Shadow.
Oh. Oh, that's why he was quiet when I took it, because then he got to me.
I like the first level of Shadows.
I do too, but...
Alright, I'll let you play the first level of Shadow. But you better
doesn't
do a
mean
good
I have
job.
to play then.
You already did the 2 levels of Sonic.
The hard, because they were
Kyle had
hard.
this planned out.
You're gonna be Rouge, I thought.
Wait, oh, okay, whatever. I thought Shadow was next, huh?
I'll let him play Shadow. You better do a good job. Level's cool.
That's the one level I used to play a lot with Shadow, so it should be fun.
Yeah,
He had plenty of
Eggman's
practice
got the
in
coolest
two-player.
gun levels. I don't care what anybody says. Tails is fun.
Yeah, he does.
The Eggman's are just freaking cool. It's so fun to be evil and rip through
Yeah,
everything.
that's true. It feels so right to be Eggman in this.
Look at that, you just rip the walls down. See, Tails has to open the doors up. Eggman doesn't open the doors up.
Yeah,
He just rips them down.
Blows them down.
That makes sense, though. Consider who you are. Oh, you know what I used to do here? When I got better, I used to glide down and shoot the ball at once.
Yeah,
and then
you
skip the slow crap.
Yeah, you can just skip this whole thing.
We can't fly yet. So.
Right.
Oh, yeah. What was I saying earlier though? Oh yeah, about platformers.
Doing something back there.
They yeah,
Get to it, never mind.
after this time is when games started playing themselves. And that's when everyone was like, the games are so good. Oh my god.
People couldn't play games.
My
Because
brother,
they didn't have to actually do anything.
My-
the games
my-
just played for you. They're
my
not
older
games
brother
anymore.
refers to games like that as the movie game. That's how
Oh
he
yeah, he
refers
said,
to
oh, you
it.
in the movie?
He said, oh, you want to
Yeah.
play the movie? Okay. He says, like a movie. It plays itself. That's what he says.
Yeah.
He's absolutely correct, too.
Hardly anyone, at least in like the mainstream, hardly anyone makes that criticism about any games because they're not gamers.
Yeah, that's true.
Game journalists in the mainstream, they're not gamers. They don't play games. They just review stuff, and and that's a fact. Like there's been coverage stories on game journalists and journals where they actually find out through some like investigating that these journalists like never actually had like an extensive history playing games, and they didn't even want to go into game reviewing. They wanted to do something bigger, like movie reviews or something else,
And
but
they settled on games?
yeah, no, they couldn't make it.
Right.
They couldn't make what they actually wanted to do, so they settled into game reviewing because it was an easier thing to settle into. And they're essentially just fakers. A lot of them are fakers, and they refuse to admit it. It's a whole it's a show, you know. They can never admit that they're not a gamer, or not on at least the same level. Like anyone could play a game,
You have to
but
try to leave first, because you can't use.
Oh,
There's no point using
yeah,
the rocket
you're
before
right.
they shut down. They gotta do what you can't break now.
Right, I forgot.
and here's the
It's gonna
thing.
start freaking out.
Why is this here?
Remember, final security, you have to break the door
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
using
yeah.
this one now.
I'm
Remember,
not.
the girl starts freaking out.
I'm not trying to gatekeep and say that people can't play games. Anyone can play a game if they want to, but don't act like you know what you're talking about when you go to criticize games when you don't know. You've never even played games.
Those are the ones who fake
extensively.
a game being the controls not working by throwing a character off a cliff. Obviously. Remember? What are they called?
Did you see there was some footage came out of a guy trying to play Doom Eternal.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Did you see that?
I don't think so.
It apparently it's not a joke. The guy literally just like couldn't get past. You haven't played Doom Eternal yet, have you?
No, he has.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I played
He
it.
literally could not. He was struggling to just like kill the completely harmless zombies in the very first room that you pop into.
That's sad.
And then he couldn't figure out where to go once he got to like the first platforming area where you're like jumping on platforms across lava. He couldn't use problem solving to look for other platforms.
That's sad. He's a gamer.
It's the same with the famous Cuphead tutorial playthrough. You've probably seen that clipped a lot, where some guys there's footage of Cuphead and the guy like can't jump over the pit to the other pillar.
I haven't seen that.
No, that's
No.
memed all the time because it was a real guy, actually a real journalist actually trying to play the game. It wasn't a joke.
And they suck.
I love how Shadow just comes up ready to go.
Thought it was Sonic.
You're not Sonic. This is impossible.
My name is Shadow.
You're so cocky.
Since you were so kind to release me, my master, I will grant you one wish. Behold the true power I possess.
My hover boots.
See, Shadow's smart.
Yeah.
Actually, Shadow's playing Eren Yeager in this game, if you didn't notice.
Yeah,
He's
no,
playing
I
all
figured out
sides.
He called him master and everything.
Right.
Sure he
Shadow
thinks he's
plays
like, oh, I'm
all
so
sides
skillful.
to get the
Yeah.
outcome he wants.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He knew just what he wanted when he woke up.
Love every game like okay. Sonic Heroes did an okay job. Their running was alright, but no game has ever nailed Shadow's freaking cool running like this one. This is so smooth.
Yeah.
That's true. It's like,
I love
it's
it.
fun to just watch him skate
Right.
Yeah.
on fire.
Yeah, I
Shadow
always,
made roller skating cool.
I always like just rolling around the shit.
It was the biggest letdown in the world when I did play Shadow the Hedgehog when his running wasn't right. He's like
yeah, doesn't he
sliding
just
on the
run
ground. The
normally?
fire is not even. No, he doesn't run normally. The fire is not there though. They like made it look cheap. And I was like,
Yeah.
what? Come on,
A
man.
little bit weird.
Let him blade. You know, that was actually a criticism people used to apparently gave. There's a critic who said that this game was lame, and one of the big reasons was Shadow was weird for skating. He's like, who skates anymore?
Oh,
He got lots of hate
what a
for it.
Idiot. That's what he gets for trying to be cool. Shut up.
This is Scorpion Troops Hotshot. The enemy is stronger.
That's where it started, man.
Well, he got shut down so badly, he actually apologized for that.
Now it's the opposite.
Well, I mean, people like Shadow, so if you try to say dumb shit, you're just probably gonna get shut down. Yeah, I was thinking you've done that. Perfect. Oh, you got to be Shadow anyway. There you go. The next level is Shadow, right?
It might be
Think so.
Rouge.
Oh, is it Rouge?
I'm not sure.
Destroying that dark robot was spectacular.
So, Shadow, you are the military's top secret weapon. But what did you mean when you said you will grant me a wish?
He's interested in that.
Bring more Chaos Emeralds.
Shadow, wait!
I'll be waiting for you in the central control room on the Space Colony Ark.
I guess he figured if he's smart enough to get here, he can figure it out.
No, Shadow, this is why he's smart. Shadow knows what Eggman wants. He wants to take over the world. He figured that much out already, so he's gonna...
Oh, it is
Help.
Rouge next,
Oh,
yeah.
well, here we go.
Just let it go. You just don't know where to
Man,
give up.
Kyle, you gotta watch that movie, man.
Talking about that emerald's mine.
It's funny because we just watched the movie.
Oh, have you seen Knuckles clips online yet?
The Master Emerald
No, I've been avoiding.
We're gonna watch it Saturday.
that makes it very powerful. What
I actually can't wait to see it again.
Look who's calling who. I came here following the signal from the emerald. If I'm not mistaken, this is the Master Emerald, is it not? Dr. Eggman.
So that's Dr. Eggman.
Well, I was looking for something. I'll just take it with me.
Oh yeah, the first time I saw her say that, I was actually surprised because when you first played this game, I actually wasn't initially interested in it, remember? And then after I actually watched it, I figured out it was cool. But because I watched it like out of order, I was shocked that she didn't already know Eggman.
Actually, whoever came up with Rouge is a genius.
And by the way, that's not your emerald.
Knuckles protects the Master Emerald. His natural enemy would be someone who's a jewel
A
thief.
jewel thief,
It's
yeah, that's
brilliant.
true.
Yeah.
I despise anyone who takes jewels. Our world gems are mine to keep.
Yeah, we'll see about that, Batgirl.
I like how the music just cuts out, like right at that last line.
I used to always
Oh,
do
Sam,
it
this
again.
used to be your level.
Yep,
You'd
I
be
used to
here
just
for
play
hours.
around here. I know, I just wouldn't win. I just wanted to play. One of these lets you go to like another place.
You can't
I
dig yet.
dig. Oh, that sucks.
You gotta find the boots, right? They gotta be here, right?
Oh yeah, Rouge is all nice and she helps the turtle. Isn't that cute?
I don't know if that's I don't know if you get it in this level right away.
You know, Sandy had a point. I always noticed that, but I never really thought about it. Immediately, the first thing the game does is let you know that she's not a complete jerk. Because you help a random turtle.
She just wants to steal gems.
Right.
Yeah, she's just
She's like Catwoman.
Yeah.
She's kind of an a-hole, but she's not.
I feel like that's kind of the basis for her character.
Could be.
Probably.
Yeah, because she's never really like she gets lumped in with the bad guys, but she's not really like evil.
The bad guy.
She
no.
never cares to do anything evil.
Even in this game, she's helping the bad guys, but she's actually helping the government beat them.
Yeah.
She's a spy for the. She's not really a bad guy. She's on the good guy's side. She's a double agent.
Might be inside of this thing. Where's that?
She's
turtle?
like a reverse Catwoman, because Catwoman is always on the bad people's side.
Yeah, and playing the good guys.
Yeah, and she's on the bad guy's side, but she's playing them. She's on the actual good
There
guy's
he
side.
is.
She's a reverse Catwoman. Oh yeah. Jeez, that was easy.
Wasn't in that
It might be inside of this thing.
I dare say they had more fun making this level than Knuckles. It's more complicated than his level, this first one.
Oh, I thought maybe it was in here.
You know what it might
That's a
be?
waste of time then.
This was the first level you'd ever play as her in history. It
Oh,
might want to make a
that's
good
true.
impression, actually.
Yeah.
They had to think about it a little bit more.
Yeah, this level's very complex, actually.
There's a lot going on in it.
Just making sure I don't have to come back this way again. Isn't there sometimes there's an emerald just floating around in the waves too here?
Yeah.
I feel like no matter where I go, it doesn't actually turn red.
Maybe it's in the box. Oh, maybe it's higher?
When I go up high, it usually just says green.
You're
after
going
a
up
while.
too high, Sandy. It's in the mid area.
Maybe it's underneath this thing.
It's on that pillar?
What if it was somewhere orange like that?
Yeah, it started turning yellow when you went in that direction.
Oh,
Is it moving around?
no. Is it?
It might be one of the ones that go in circles or something.
Maybe.
Go up on the ledge.
Yeah. Get up there.
You think it's up here?
Yeah.
Or maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, I just didn't go in this direction, so I didn't realize
Bonson,
that.
Sandy, Bonson. Lower. Probably in the bush or something.
Yeah, it's
Pretty obvious.
sitting in there somewhere. Well, you went past it now.
Oh, here it is.
Can you dig?
No, it's right here.
Only two more.
Yeah, I'm so I hated when games started playing themselves and stopped taking themselves seriously, and everyone was loving them. Why?
Well, I feel like people also.
This is what Dark Souls did. That's why Dark Souls was such a big thing when it happened, and Dark Souls wasn't even the first game to do that, you know, in the sea of self-playing games. But Dark Souls was just like the first prominent one that caught everyone's attention. When Dark Souls first came out, it even brought up that discussion to such a heated point because so many losers were just complaining, oh, game shouldn't be this hard. Game's not even hard, it's just you have to actually play it. You have to pay attention.
You have to get good at
You have
it.
to pay attention to what you're doing. You actually have to play it.
Dark Souls is a game meant for people who actually want to play a game with a challenge. That's what it is.
I mean, if you don't want to do that, then why don't you just not play it?
The original purpose of a video game was to play a game.
Exactly.
The purpose of a game is to try to win. If you can win easily,
Well,
it's not fun.
That's why I tell you, story is not that important to me for a game. It's about the gameplay. It's about the actual act of playing the
I'll
game.
give you the reason why story is helpful to me, and this is what it is. You didn't play that game, but you played this game. The reason story is useful is because it can emphasize a moment in the game to make it more important to you.
Yeah.
So
I mean I agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's necessary.
throw it.
You gotta run.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I wanted to place it and then run.
I think it's just when people make games, they need to be worried about the game first.
No,
then the
of course.
story. If you're worried about a story first, don't make a game.
I agree with that.
Make a movie. Make a book.
But
Don't make a game.
I guess what I'm saying is, it's like the perfect game has everything because it emphasizes all the moments in the right way.
That's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, even the original games, like I've seen and read in documentaries that even the oldest games, developers wanted to put some context there for what you were doing, like Donkey Kong. Like the context was, well, why are you climbing these rafters after this monkey? You're saving your girlfriend. You captured her. That's it. That's the story. But they still bothered. They bothered to put something in there just to give some kind of like purpose to what was happening.
But look at, like, since we're playing Sonic, think about Sonic and Knuckles, right? You played Sonic and Knuckles, I know you did, right?
Yeah.
At the ending, when you fight Knuckles,
Yeah.
two things happen.
I love that.
Two things happen. When you're fighting him, there's a giant picture in the background of Super Sonic fighting Eggman.
Yeah.
After you beat Knuckles, Eggman comes and fries him with electrocution and steals the Master Emerald and flies away.
Yeah.
Then Knuckles is like, he's got this animation come on after Eggman gets away where he's like hurt or upset because the Master Emerald goes away, and then he's like thinking, and then he helps Sonic. He uses his tricks the whole game he's been using to hurt you, to help you get to Eggman.
Yeah.
And then he's too tired to go on his own, so you have to go without him because he can't go with you.
Well, I love that.
And oh, very nice. What I'm saying is that moment makes the whole next level way more epic because they took the time to put that in there. It's just an excellent example of a great gameplay being enhanced because they put a little scene in there.
I'm completely agreeing with that. But it's like what you said. My point is that that's all they even needed.
Right.
Even at the time, for what they could work with. Even if they could do more now, like in that game, that's all that was needed.
Right.
Gameplay was. I would still argue gameplay was first.
Gameplay is always more important.
And they put that stuff in later because they're like, this would be cool.
It's like a car. If you're driving a car, the car needs to be able to really get to point A and point B.
How am I gonna get that damn thing?
I think it comes back this way, Sandy.
You think I can get it by holding this one?
No. I think it goes back that way.
It's moving back and forth.
So Sandy, you gotta get air first, but you probably gotta wait on the other side of that tunnel, and it'll go in a circle and go back so we can actually grab it. That's my assumption.
Or just start from
I don't think it ever goes very far.
Then just go to the end of the tunnel and fall through it. Yeah, it's kind of just sitting on the
Maybe it'll come
side.
to you. Let's see.
Maybe. Damn it.
No, wait, go to the other end then.
You gotta go to the end of the tunnel and then just fall through on that side of the wall.
You missed it though. Actually, I was.
Well, anyway, what I was saying is if you got a car that gets from point A to point B, you can go really fast, you hit the gas, it picks up a lot of speed. If it can play music and has AC, that makes your ride better. It doesn't mean the car is, going to be more good at its function, which is to get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
But it makes it more enjoyable. That's all.
Yeah.
So the gameplay does come first. That's the car's driving ability. The story's just nice to have an add-on.
I always like what John Carmack said, the guy who made Doom, and a lot of other id software games and programming. Because it was when he was talking about Doom. I think someone asked him about story in games. They just hugged the left wall.
Wow.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, I see that.
This sucks.
Well, it's a
I hate it when it's
mission.
here.
I think someone asked him about stories in games, and he said, story in a game is like story in a porno. He says, it's nice if it's there, but you don't really need it.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. But it also depends on where you're coming from. I mean, I've played Sonic games that didn't have a big story, which is fine. But then I would not count it as a mainline game unless it had a big story.
I think you gotta start all the way at the end of the tunnel.
I think it depends on what the series is giving you in the past when it comes to that aspect of it.
I've
Yeah.
done that already, though.
Like, yeah, it's weird because when I think of Last of Us, for example, like the first one, not the trash sequel, the first one, it had a big story, and I think a large part of the reason why I enjoyed that game so much was the story.
People talked about it a lot for the story.
Yeah, the story was outstanding, but the game was also fun. But I think I loved that game mostly because of the story, and it just let you play through that story in a really fun way. Like, the levels were fun, it was scary, it was intense, but it's primarily the story, I'll admit. I'm certain of it.
Oh, come on.
Aw,
You gotta be kidding me.
man.
It's retarded. Now they'll hurry up and die.
Jump, 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 jump. Woo! Oh, I didn't think you were gonna make it.
I wasn't sure for a minute
You
either.
could try riding the turtle all the way through.
I did that.
She
That
did
didn't
that.
work
Yeah,
either.
but let go of the turtle so you can move yourself towards it. Like, the turtle takes you in line with it, and then you can let go
That
and
might work.
move towards it.
Worth a
Let's
shot.
try that. Nothing else is working.
You gotta go through it from that way and just try to hug her.
It's
So
no
you mean,
rush.
like, go over
I'm
on the
actually
other
enjoying
side?
this.
Actually, I think this is kind of fun. If you notice, I wasn't in a rush to find them.
You just gotta
Go
so
for
let
it.
go now.
Damn, he was in the way now.
Maybe like a little earlier?
Apparently, yeah. In the beginning of the end of the tunnel, you know what I mean? Like, this is the way out. You know what really makes this kind of dumb though? The turtle is slow. Look, I'm swimming in place.
Alright, let's see this.
Now I'm gonna let go as soon as he gets in, I guess. Oh, he's bumping me out the way. What an a-hole.
Can you control which
There's
direction?
gotta be a way for you to go to the left. Like,
I was
what is
leaning
it?
toward the left, but the turtle's in my way. I can't do it with the turtle.
Like,
Okay.
you're always getting pushed off to the side. Is that what the water is doing?
I guess.
Because
That's
You
how the
almost-
turtle is
Because I
pushing
don't
me.
see why you can't.
You
just hug the
almost got
water.
it that one time you just fell down.
Yeah, I can't use the turtle. He
Yeah,
gets
just-
in the way. He pushes me away.
Just
from
go
it.
over there and go for it. You'll get it.
So the trick is he has to pull me through, and then I just gotta try to aim for him.
Yeah, her
Yeah,
level's
just-
much more involved.
Yeah, just,
I actually think
just
yeah,
hug the left wall as much as you can.
I
It's
think
not
they might
really
make her
the
levels
corner either.
after. You got it, you got it.
Yes, there we go. About time.
I'm
So that
ashamed to
would
call
come.
myself a hunter.
Well, you're going to the Chow Garden. Yeah,
I used to look at these.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no, I don't want to do that because it'll make you leave.
I used to like do that too. I
She's
don't know
glitchy, though.
why.
I wanted because it's neat to see the character run at top speed and without stopping.
yeah.
There's a way you can do it though, where she runs perfectly without this like weird glitchy run she's doing right now. I guess it's because it's at an angle. Hmm.
3D Sonic characters never really felt the same either after Adventure 2. Just the way that they feel, because, like I said, I think the games started playing themselves at that point. Even Sonic Heroes, I think people love Sonic Heroes, but to me, that's when the
You can turn to
game.
light tail.
That's when the Sonic game changed. Because Sonic Heroes is your on rails auto playing kind of game. I did
Well,
play Sonic Heroes.
The thing about it is the characters themselves are simpler. So if you look at this game, the models are very big, and the world is Well, look at Rouge. She's the detailed model.
Yeah.
For example,
Well, I know.
this is the only Rouge model you ever move, I think, maybe except 06 that has physics.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
look at her boobs.
Well, I know that
And her ears too.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
know
that's
that the
true. Here's the
I mean,
boobs.
the models. I know that whole story, but I'm just saying, even just in terms of gameplay, like it wasn't the same as this.
Well, what I'm saying is, if the model is that detailed, the world is gonna. I think it's.
Oh, is it
Kyle's
Kyle's
turn.
go?
I guess it's my turn, but Kyle wants to play the first shadow level.
Take it over.